Okay, so if you've watched my Veganuary week 3 video, you'll kind of be aware that I'm wearing the same thing and I'm in the same location. I felt like filming this video was right to do now because I'm in a weird headspace where I finally feel comfortable enough to actually get this video out there. And I'm quite just calm, so I just want to talk. So hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to be talking about alcohol. I've been toying with this video idea for quite a while now, and the thing that put the kind of the final nail in the coffin, I guess, was the fact that I've always prided myself on being honest and open with mental health and showing you all the in-betweens, all the good stuff. Like I show you on my channel, like me running around a supermarket, me climbing random hills in the wind, me eating random stuff, me making a fool of myself. But that's not always me, and I don't just want to be that person that shows you all the really good stuff when there's equally or maybe more bad stuff that exists for me. So yeah, recently I'm in a bit of an unbalanced mindset. Along with this video, there's going to be a post-depression uni video coming out soon because it kind of ties in with this. The alcohol element ties in because it has kind of amplified my depression a bit more, and I've been struggling with depression again since I came back from uni, post-uni depression, hence it all needs to go to another video. But this is something I've been on, it's been on my mind that I wanted to talk about. As you can see from the title of this video, I'm going to be talking about why I drank excessively during university. We're going to go back, I'm just going to talk. In first year, before I got diagnosed with depression, I knew something was wrong with me way before I got diagnosed. I was staying at home, I wasn't going out, I was ringing my mum every day, I wasn't eating, and that's very uncharacteristic of me. My sleep was all over the place. I didn't go to uni, did not go to uni, didn't leave my room, didn't leave my flat, didn't leave my accommodation unless I had to. My uni attendance was very poor first semester, especially poor. I noticed that I was drinking a lot more, so we're just going to clarify this. When I mean I was drinking a lot more, when I went out, I would drink 10 times more than I normally would. It wasn't more I would drink every day. It wasn't like that. It was more that when I got the opportunity, I would drink even more than I knew I was capable of handling. So that's what I mean by excessively when I went out. I noticed that when I started uni, I tended to drink on my own. There was one night where one of my friends had a friend over, and then they kicked me out because they wanted to spend time with this other person. And I remember just going back to my room, locking the door, just being in tears and downing a bottle of vodka. And I think that's when I kind of knew that I needed to do something about it, because I'd been feeling off for a long time, but I didn't want to admit to myself what I knew deep down. So I went to the doctors and I got diagnosed with depression. I said I'd do a depression video, but I never really did. There was a lot of stuff going on, so I'm going to include it in this. There was a lot of stuff going on. Being in a new place, being at a uni that wasn't my first choice, feeling out of my comfort zone, being at the same uni as friends, not making any friends. It was a whole new life chapter. I wasn't getting along with some of my friends that were back at home, or some of the friends that I was at uni with, or one of them. And I was feeling left out, isolated, vulnerable, and this whole spell of depression kind of brought out something that I've been trying to hide from my parents for years and years, and I never would have told them. But my family friend Rachel kind of knew something was up, so she came out to Sheffield and we spent a day together, and she was like, I feel like there's something you're hiding, and I know what it is, and you're not being honest. And I was like, damn. And that was me coming out. And still to this day, I didn't come out as, oh no, not still to this day, I initially came out as bi to my parents, just to make it a little bit easier, and I regret that so much. I think in second year I came out as gay because who am I trying to fool? But there was that played into it. Not getting along with friends, etc, etc. Course wasn't for me, I wasn't making any friends, and it was just all up in the air. And I went home at Christmas, and I had therapy, I had counselling, got meds for it, and it changed my life completely. Being diagnosed with depression was the weirdest thing that I had to admit to myself, because I knew it was, I knew what it was, but I refuse to be like, Rochelle, there's something that's bothering you, there's something going on, and you need to find help before you do something stupid. I wasn't ready to accept that for ages, but I kind of eventually did. So moving back onto the alcohol thing, so I kind of drank excessively in first year. Second year, and a bit of third year, I kind of noticed it more. Second year, I think, was the worst, drinking wise. Even though I was in a flat with people I wanted to be in a flat with, I felt like I didn't belong, and they're all aware of this because I've spoken openly about it. I never felt like I deserved to be there because I wasn't as close to them as say other people were, and I just felt like an outsider. And I was like, I said to everyone, I was like, I don't feel comfortable here. It's a weird thing. It's like, I don't deserve to be here, but I'm the outsider, which is really odd. It's an odd thing. And I noticed myself drinking a lot more. So in first year, I drank excessively when I went out, and I drank occasionally when I was on my own, which kind of prompted me to go and get help. In second year and first year, and a bit of third year, like I said, I noticed that when I went out, I drank a lot to kind of just black out and forget. There would be instances where I would just completely get destroyed at prees and then make it to the night out and just be like, I remember leaving so many nights early, just being in tears because there was so much stuff still in my head, and there is to this day. Like even today, there's so much stuff that I don't think I'm ever going to be able to let go of and be happy with myself with. And I think alcohol just made it numb and flat, and that everything was gone and it was just one-sided. And I think there's a level, and I crossed that level where it was making me feel right and having fun, to then I've took it to another level where it was like detrimental to myself, where it had a counter effect and it didn't calm me down, or like made me, like, it didn't sedate me, it just made everything come out. People know, my flatmates know, my friends know, there was so many nights where I've just cried and I've just left early and I've walked home on my own. I've just sat and cried, or like sat on my own in the toilets, or like on the floor outside and just been in tears because there's so much stuff I refused to deal with. And not refused, there was so much stuff I knew I was going through that I didn't want to admit, and stuff that I knew that wasn't easy to get over, and I don't think I would ever get over it. Things like body issues and like feeling, for example, being gay. People in my family don't talk about it. And I said to my mum the other day, I said, are you ashamed of me? Like, when people were like, where's your girlfriend? Like, I'm like, ha ha ha, not interested. Like, I've got other things to focus on. And I'm just like, why can't I be honest and be like, look, I don't have a girlfriend because I don't like girls. Take that as you will. Do what you want. That's me at peace. And I just feel like I'm at that point where I'm like, just sod it now, because too much stuff is hurting me. And I think one by one, I think I want to try and resolve things. But there's so much stuff that then gets thrown into my head. That is like, you can't deal with these things because there's other things. So it's like, all these things I cannot deal with. Even if you try to deal with them, you're like, oh my god, there's still a mountain of things I need to deal with. And then it's like, what's the use? So alcohol brought out a lot of anger towards myself. And there are numerous times I rung mum and dad like 1 or 2 in the morning, just in tears, wanted to say I wanted to die. I want to get out of uni. I don't know what I want to do with my life. I'm so upset, like just spewing every bit of anger I have towards myself, and upset, and things that are bothering me. And I don't think my parents dealt with it the best way because they didn't know how to deal with it. I remember last year my mum making fun of the fact that I used to call in tears, like mocking me in front of like family. And I said to her, I said, don't you dare, like, that's not even like something to joke about, because I was at that point where I would rather not be here than struggle this much with all these factors in my head. Not being good enough, not being good looking, not being the right colour, not being the right weight, not getting the perfect grades that I want to get, not getting the perfect grades that you want me to get, not being the perfect son, not gonna have grandchildren biologically, not gonna have a wife. The best way to sort all that was me not being here. And there's this one thing I want to talk about, which couples up with alcohol. One night, I was just flat with anger and upset. Like I was in that period in first year where I was upset and angry, and one night I was just like, stop. And before I went to bed, I kind of just ate like half the contents of my medicine cabinet. Like ibuprofen, paracetamol, cold and flu tablets, like anything I could find. And I know there was like sleep aids and I don't know, there was tons of like meds I don't even remember taking. And I remember that thoroughly because the next day I had a 9 to 7 full day of lectures, and I woke up the next morning and I just sat and sulked because I was like, it didn't work. And I've never ever told anyone this to this day apart from Georgia, who I only told like a couple of months ago. And I remember the whole of the next day being sweaty, shivering, headaches, watery-eyed. Yeah, that was coupled with alcohol the night before. So I took the stuff with alcohol to kind of, I don't know, amplify the effects, I thought. And to this day, I still think that I haven't come far from that. Like, there's the same issues that bothered me then, still bother me now. Granted, there are a few that have been taken away. I still get guys telling me that I'm ugly, I'm not the right colour, like I'm not their type and stuff like that. And that really affects me so much. And there's so much racism in the gay community. That was one of the issues in first year that gave me body anxiety and like anxiety about my colour, like worrying about my colour, like really hating myself for being the way I was. I hated my parents because of the way I was. Some things just don't go away, and I think they do stick with you forever. And when I said to my friends that I don't feel like I'm the same person that I was before uni, I don't feel like I'm the same person that I was in first year, second year, third year before uni. They are all different Rochelles, obviously, because they're all past versions of me. I don't feel connected to any of them. They all feel like friends rather than me, because they've gone through so many ups and downs that it just feels like, who the hell are these people? There's so much disconnect, even though there is so much there to connect us, because the issues that are still existing are the ones that I still face then. It's odd, it's an odd feeling. But yeah, alcohol kind of just like took a forefront as my kind of defense. I really did realize that I was doing that in second year and third year, and I kind of liked it to an extent where I was feeling like I could forget about it, but then I kind of got used to it and then pushed it even more. And I think in second and third year I got to the point where I was like overdoing it. Honestly, it ruined a lot of uni for me because I didn't enjoy going out. I enjoyed seeing people more than I did going out. Like, I'd rather just go to pre, see everyone, than go home. Because when I got out, I think it would just then hit me. Everything would hit me at once. I just drank to forget. But then I overdid it and messed it up for myself because I kind of did a counter effect and made me remember everything. So yeah, that is why I drank a lot during university. So I have, if you've been following me for a long time, you know that I've done 2 years what I've done. I did like 4 months in 1 year without drinking, beginning of year to like April, and then another year I did like a month. This month I haven't drank since New Year's Day, like in the morning after the countdown. I had a Prosecco, and since then I've just said no, that I don't want to drink, because it just gives me anxiety and like flashbacks, and I think I've paired alcohol with being upset and miserable, so I just don't drink as much anymore. Granted, I'm in a better space than I was in first, second year. Like, I went out at Halloween with everyone and I had the best night of my life. One of the best times of my life. And I drank a sensible amount, and I buzzed off everyone else because I didn't need the alcohol, I just needed them to be there. And I think that's what it was. I need my friends more than I need alcohol. And I'm happy at the stage I am. However, I am struggling. I have been struggling recently. The same things I've been going through my head, like, I'm never going to get married, I'm never going to have a partner, I'm never going to be attractive. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. Like, my career plans are all over the place. I want to do this, but I want to do that, but I want to do this. Like, my head's all like frazzled. I argue with my parents, as any child does. And I've had therapy. I've had counselling 4 times. I took meds, but they just made me super sleepy, so I kind of went off them, and then I didn't want to try anything new because I was worried that the same thing would happen, even though I know it wouldn't. I think deep down, I've only just realised this, by the way, deep down, I don't feel like, I feel like I don't deserve to get better. Like, on the surface level, I don't like counselling because I know how it works, because I've done a psychology degree. I know what they're looking for, and I'm like, is it real or is it superficial? Do you really care? But deep down, it's the fact that I don't want to get better because I don't feel like I deserve to get better because I'm not good enough. And there's this self-hatred in me. I think that's always going to exist in me that has caused all of this. And this self-hatred hasn't just been myself, it's been a lot of external influence that has made me internalise this anger. And deep down, the root of all of this is my granddad dying. I lost my best friend in the world. I was closer to my granddad than I was my dad. Period. Like, and I think losing him changed me as a person, and I think I went down the wrong path. I internalized the pain because being in an Indian family, it's not common to show emotion and stuff, and that needs to change. We need to be more open, and we have more discussions now, but I think it's a bit too late for me. I'm glad we do it because there's other people in my family that are like younger and they still have a chance to stop themselves from getting to a bad place. For me, I think it was a bit too late, and I kind of internalized all the anger and pain I had, and then all this other pain that was in my life and distractions and anxieties and worries, I took it all into my head, and it all just bounced around in my head until I hated myself so much. And I hate myself. I do hate myself, and I can sit here and say that because there is nothing I can do, which is how I feel. There is nothing I can do. And alcohol was my best friend at uni because it was like, just get me out of my head. But then I clearly realised that I was pushing it. But yeah, I wanted to kind of do a whole depression video, a whole separate video, which I'd been kind of saying that I was going to do for like 3 years, 2 years, 2 years, 2 years, yeah, 3 years, yeah, 3 years probably now. I just didn't want to sit down and do it. I just didn't feel like, because there was so much in my head, I didn't know how to join all of it. And I think including it in this video has allowed me to tie it in with the alcohol because it makes a lot more sense. There's a thread. I guess I've killed 2 birds with 1 stone. I've talked about why I drank excessively at uni and suffering from and being diagnosed with depression and suffering and what happened to me. And by no means am I better. I still struggle with anxiety and I still struggle with depression. Yeah, I'm glad I've been able to combine the two. I didn't think I'd be able to do that today, but we've got 2 videos in one. But I'm glad because it fits nicely. I look back now and I'm upset at myself, and I'm still upset to this day. Like, I'm upset and I'm angry at myself. There is that self-hatred, but I think I just need to work on it, one thing at a time. I want to get better, but the Rochelle inside doesn't deserve to. Feels like he doesn't deserve to, and I think I want to bypass that. Life is probably worth a lot more than this anger that you have towards yourself. Like, I want to get better, and I want to be happy. I want to find someone. I want to be accepted. I want my parents not to be ashamed of admitting that my son's not into women. Like, he's gay and we're proud of it, and like, we'll be open about it. I just wish they were a bit more less ashamed, I guess. It just feels like they're ashamed to be honest about it. See what I mean? Alcohol has led off so many branches of stuff I wanted to talk about, but I talked about it. I think this is probably my most vulnerable video because I just wanted it all to be out there. So yeah, that is it for this video. I just hope this is a video that can help other people and show them that it's fine, like, to feel like you do if you are suffering, and it's validated. Like, it's not, you're not weird, you're not an outsider, you're not. I just hope whoever watches this video, I hope I want to say thank you if you've made it this far. I do hope you've enjoyed this video, because I feel a bit lighter telling you all of this, because like I said, I've always made it apparent and made it more of a mission of mine to kind of show you all the good sides, but also show you the uglier ones that I don't really want people to see. But I guess for me, it makes me feel a bit better knowing that I'm able to get my thoughts down and out rather than be in my head. So yeah, with that said, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I do genuinely hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's shown you a side of me that you didn't know existed, or you probably did, but it just gave you a bit more of an in-depth picture into my life. Yeah, that's it for this video. I shall see you guys in my next one. Till then, take care. Bye.